City of Detroit case regarding the 323 acres. Let me just say, first of all, that this began prior to me being on the board. However, those in the back, please be quiet. We're trying to conduct business. If you understand how the delinquent tax revolving fund works, you have to pay taxes, and if you don't pay taxes, the county makes the community whole, and then they go after that entity for the back taxes. In the case on the DeHoco property, the city of Detroit was paying taxes on the entire piece of that property, and once they did a land divide with the DiMattia group did not pay taxes on their portion, nor did the city of Detroit pay taxes on their portion. The county, not Plymouth Township, let's be clear, the county did the tax foreclosure. The county foreclosed on that property. What the township did was exercise their right of first refusal. The state of Michigan has the first right, the township had the second right. The township board at that time decided to exercise their right and purchase the property, the 323 acres, for the back taxes. Detroit then sued the township and Wayne County, stating that they should not have paid taxes and they weren't properly notified. And we can get into that information in a little bit. One was that the address didn't include the suite number, but when you look at the deed on the property, it had the address on Woodward with no suite number, and it didn't go to the suite number. And yes, in the Court of Appeals opinion, they said if you're not sure, because Detroit's such a large entity, that you should search the internet and Google them to see if you can get the right address. But that being said, those who think that the township acted in behind the scenes or in an inappropriate way, what we've been doing through this court case, whether it's in circuit court or in the Court of Appeals, is defending really the actions of Wayne County and what the Wayne County Treasurer did on the land. Now, as you may know, tomorrow is the deadline on whether we can submit an application to the Supreme Court for appeal. As many of you know on the board, I've talked to many of you, my desire was not to submit the application, was to really work with Wayne County and get our portion of what we paid for the piece that's currently, that Detroit has, refunded to us. And that would be a prorated portion on that piece of property for the amount of acreage that they will retain, which I believe is about 190 acres. That amount, our attorneys have been working with Wayne County, is over $200,000. Wayne County's agreed to that amount. We've agreed on that amount, that the prorated amount is over $200,000. Where we kind of fallen down is Wayne County wants Detroit to agree to pay the $220,000, let's use that number, before they will agree to refund us our portion of $220,000. If you ask me personally, whether Detroit refunds Wayne County the money or not, that's between Wayne County and Detroit. That's not Plymouth Township's problem. We bought the property at a tax foreclosure sale that the treasurer held, and the judges ruled that that wasn't sold properly. Wayne County should then refund us that money, and we could walk away. Unfortunately, our only leverage in the case right now is the fact that we have an opportunity to appeal tomorrow. And in order to keep our options open, we have to look at, do we appeal this tomorrow? Do we go after and sue Wayne County? Do we go back to Judge Colombo, which that deadline, and our attorneys can talk about that deadline. So we have some options, but unless we want to walk away for over $220,000, we have to decide to take some action, or we can decide to walk away from over $200,000, and that's kind of where we're at and setting it up. And now I'll turn it over to our attorneys, Mike Cobb.